Shalom. Kol holo Yahweh Ba'ashum Yahusha Ba'ashum Rakah Chodash. The bonds of the apostles, the bonds of the elders, at Great Millstone, rule well and touch his truth. Much respect to you brothers out there to preach his word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of earth. Tabernacle David, hope for Lekin, Speckled Bird, and one say Shalom. Now I got this video that got queued up that I want to play real quick. And man, where you at? He goes into, where you at? Move that out the way. All right, rethink the dollar, which brothers, hey, he knows about this truth, right? Sure, you had brothers even call in, if I'm not mistaken, right? If it's the same dude that I'm thinking of, yeah, dudes call in and tell them about the truth. But, Elder Malcolm as well has done videos on him. He knows about this truth, but he's still sticking to the cheesiest one, right? And which, if I'm not mistaken as well, when he gets into it, he's relying on carnal means to get out of Babylon the Great, to get out of this situation, if I'm not mistaken. I gotta rewatch the video. Like I said, once I saw this video, the spirit hit me like, man, I gotta do a lesson on this. But I want to get this real quick. As you see right here, I was looking up the gold and silver standard since it was done away with. I'm gonna read this real quick and I'm gonna get a scripture, because as you see right here, matter of fact, I'm gonna get this right here from Trump, right? To embrace the possibilities of tomorrow, we must reject the penal prophets of doom and their predictions of apocalypse. You see that? And as the scriptures say, ye shall be hated of all men, right? They don't want this truth to be out here. They don't want the kingdom to fall, right? What the scriptures say, they want their kingdom, just roughly paraphrasing, to last forever, Hey, this kingdom is due for a fall, a great fall. Matter of fact, the scriptures speak of in the last trump. Matter of fact, I even got in one of the definitions. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna get it right here in the second one. And originally in the New Trial sense, but sometimes it's pretty much the definition of doom, right? But sometimes also a decision determining faith or fortune, right? It's the elect fate and fortune that Yahweh Ratzah, we of those men, we get beamed up in those chariots. We get those new bodies, right? We get those spiritual power. The Lord takes care of us, and it's in the Lord's fate unto Esau Edom for him to be destroyed, for his kingdom to be taken out, right? Irrevocable destiny. You see that? It's an irrevocable destiny, right? So no matter what you do, matter of fact, when you implement this MOTB, which is pretty much the premise of this message, we're sounding like broken records, but all roads lead to the MOTB, right? Irrevocable destiny of the book of law of Old English of Dumbeck. Modern adverse sense of fate, ruin, destruction begins early 14th century and generally after 1600 from doomsday and the finality of the Christian judgment. Crack of doom and the last trump. You see that? In the last, who's in office? Hey, this is the last Nero. All right. Last time that Nero is going to be in power. And the last trump, the signal for the dissolution of all things, right? So in the last trump, let's get back up here, once again. I know I'm all over the place, so Salakia, just trying to get through it. It's just all through the spirit, so Salakia. The gold standard was abandoned in the United States in 1971, and the silver standard was abandoned in 1935. And what we seeing is going to happen this time, right? With the dollar is pretty much being phased out, right? They don't want you using coins. They want you use tap to pay here and there. right? It's getting you ready for the MOTB, right? All these countries are moving away from the petrodollar, moving away from the American dollar, right? Both were replaced by fiat money, pretty much fake money, you know? They're just pulling it out the air, which is the currency that is legal tendered because the government ordered. You see that? Because the government orders it to be so. You see that? All right, so let's go ahead and play Rethink the Dollar's video real quick.
So it looks like gold is becoming a household subject once again. If you type the word gold into Google Trends, you notice something that's very interesting. Since Donald Trump came into office on January 20th, worldwide interest in gold has been climbing, and it's only been a month. And it's good to say that interest will continue to go higher. And if you're wondering where all the traffic is coming from, it's definitely not the United States of America. And the top 5 nations with the most traffic is India at 1, UAE at 2, Qatar at 3, Pakistan at 4, and Lebanon at 5. I wonder what it could be. And what appears to be getting the most attention here in the US happens to be Fort Knox military base.
You know, so matter of fact, let me see if I got it in here. Let me make sure. I ain't put it in here. Well, anyways, man, I ain't put it in here. But pretty much they Trump or Elon Musk was going to Fort Knox, Kentucky, and making sure that the gold was there, right? Well, why do you have to do that? You should have an audit, making sure that the gold's there. Apparently it's not being audited, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if people been stealing the gold, right? And they, just me speaking as a man, making sure that the gold is there, because once again, the nations are moving away from the American petrodollar, moving away from the American dollar, right? So with the MOTB, just me speaking as a man, don't take it as word or as doctrine, it's just how I see it, them implementing the MOTB, that's a new currency, man. Make sure the gold's there, it might even be backed by real gold. I don't know. I'm just saying some stuff, man. We'll see how it all plays out. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, the gold ain't there. Well, we got to come up with the MOTB here. Here's a new way of spending money. There we go.
Kentucky. And as this month, search terms here in the US for the word Fort Knox has gone up over 1,100%. What does that tell us? That gold is back in the equation and something happened behind the scenes, while the average person has no clue as to what's really going on.
See? Us as the men of the Lord are blowing that trumpet. We telling you that something's coming down the way, right? The MOTB is on its way.
Yet gold continues to climb to all-time new highs. As of right now, it's over $2,900. And that's definitely something we're paying attention to. And this, my friends, is what we call a monetary reset. And the question you might have?
You see, a monetary reset, right? Us that are in this doctrine, this true doctrine, right? Follow GMS, you're part of GMS, right? You should already know. The MOTB, this monetary reset, the MOTB, right? That's coming down the pipeline.
Is why. It has everything to do with the fact that the dollar supremacy is coming to an end real fast. Perhaps even this year. It has everything to do with the dollar.
See, even this year, perhaps even this year. So stay on your watch. Continue doing what you're supposed to be doing, making your call and election sure. Right, you out here playing around, this thing is going to catch you off guard.
Having lost 98% of his...
And now looking at him, well, I guess you can still say he got a beard, but looked like recently he shaved. I could be wrong. Maybe he just cut it down, but
purchasing power since 1913. And there's nowhere to go but down from here. So what does that mean for you? I hope you've been running to safety. And that means running away from these government IOU nothing. In my opinion, the best way to protect yourself is with the most affordable 24 karat gold notes that will not be returning to zero no time soon. Why?
See, you can do that. You can get you some gold, but your full trust is going to be in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. I remember Apostle Dahar had did some quick little lessons about buying some silver. Yeah, you can do that, right? But also Make sure you have your full trust, your full stock in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, because he's the one at the end of the day is going to take care of us, right? All right, Slocky, you had to make sure the microphone was working. Let's get back to it.
Because inflation is not going away. The only way out of this mess is to further destroy the very same thing that we work for, save, and invest with. So if you're interested in creating your own gold standard, I encourage you, take a look at the most affordable gold that you can actually buy, notes.com.
All right. So once again, like I said, your full trust should be in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Now, if you want to buy gold and silver, you can do that. But, if the Spirit leads you to do that, right, always listen to the Spirit. But have your full trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, right? He's the one that's going to take care of you. He's the one that's going to feed you in these last days, right? This is 2nd Ezra 7:43. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time. You see that? Once again, we are the prophets of doom. We telling you what's coming to pass, man, whether you like it or not. And the beginning of immortality for it to come, wherein corruption is past. You see that? Immortality is coming, right? Don't you want that? Don't you want that true rulership? Don't you want to wake up and not be in pain anymore? Have real food, have real rest, right? Let's get some more definitions of doom. Let me see. I think I already read that. Let me see. Yeah, I already read that. It's like, y'all. Meaning to condemn to punishment, pronounce adverse judgment upon, right? Hey, this is what we doing. They don't like what we doing. Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and pestilence, right? The prophets of old was prophets of doom, right? That's pretty much what the Lord set us up out there to do, right? If you don't get right, you don't turn to the Lord, death, hell, and destruction is coming upon you. But for Esau, Edom, right? You're the wicked. You can't help but to be wicked. The scriptures speak of they can't go to sleep, least they done some wickedness. All right, just roughly paraphrasing. The prophet which prophesied of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua have truly sent him. They're going to see that the Lord has truly sent us, right? Whether they like our message or not, they're going to find out the hard way. And so you can set up your men, set up, all these things to stop the word, but just know that's your ass. The men of the Lord stop preaching. That's because the Lord ordained that to be. And that's when the floodgates of death, hell, and destruction is going to come. All right. Sirach 34:12. I was oftentimes in danger of death, yet I was delivered because of these things. The spirit of those that fear the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua shall live, for their hope is in him that saveth them. You see that? Their hope is in him that saveth them, right? Jake is over here talking about fiat, getting some gold. Once again, if the Spirit tells you to do that, make sure you listen to the Spirit. You can do that, but once again, your full trust, your full stock is in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, because he's the one that's going to save you, right? That may, they may help you out, when the dollar is done away with, help out, trade for some food, some supplies. But, we understand that they're eventually going to come after the men of the Lord regardless, man. All right. Verse 14, whosoever feareth the Lord shall not fear nor be afraid, for he is his hope. You see, you fear the Lord, you're not going to be afraid out here, right? You understand that the Lord is going to bless you and take care of you. Blessed is the soul of him that feareth the Lord. Whom doth he look, and who is his strength? You see, once again, our full stock is in the Lord. For the eyes of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua are upon them that love him. He is their mighty protection and a strong stay of defense from the heat, and a cover from the sun at noon, preservation from the stumbling, and the help from the falling. You see that? The Lord will do all those things and more, right? So much more that we can't even fathom. Once again, our full trust is in the Lord. He raiseth up the soul, enlighten the eyes. He giveth health, life, and blessings. You can't lose, man. You got everything to gain when you serve the Lord. So I'm going to get this class of scripture. Once again, all roads lead to the MOTB. So this is the judgment for those that take the MOTB. Revelation 14:9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his head, right? The MOTB, it doesn't matter if it's in your forehead, your left hand, your right hand, your left leg, you take it, you through, as we'll read. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of power, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of indignation, righteous anger. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, in the presence of the Lamb. You're going to eat that missile, that ICBM missile, and whatever the Lord has in store for you, right? The smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever. They have no rest day nor night, which worship the beast and his image. Because you also got to think, as the scriptures speak of, if I'm not mistaken, in Revelation 16, right? You're going to get cancer from it, right? That thing is not supposed to be in you, right? Whosoever receiveth the mark of his name, you're not even going to get rest, man. You're going to feel that fire. A lot of people, they're going to end up taking it, and they end up doing something or saying something that these Edomites don't like, right? And you end up getting your chip turned off, and so you extra through. Here's the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of power and the faith of Yahushua, right? So Yahweh Ratazah, we of those men, keep the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, right? We understand we ain't going to be perfect, but we're striving to be perfect to the best of our ability, right? We're making our call and election sure to the best of our ability. And Yahweh Ratazah, we are of those men, we're going to make it Yahweh Ratazah, right? So that's pretty much it. Lord willing is edifying. Shalom.